as the kickoff starts for the game. Hey everybody, Andrew here for Drew at Underground Gaming, back with another episode of our stream of Underground Gaming, number 8. Obviously, you guys see the thumbnail. Video Game Awards happened a few days back. Was that Thursday, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Where the fuck did I put there's that controller? I have too many fucking TVs and controllers. Because I need to turn the speakers up for you, bro. So, as you guys may or may not have heard, joining me, my younger brother, Desert Nord. Hey, Rob.
Hey there.
Yeah, the Video Game Awards hosted by Jeff Keighley, which is not like other award shows where it's hosted by some celebrity. No, the Game Awards are hosted by the creator every fucking year.
Yeah.
In other words, you know who you're going to see first. It's Jeff fucking Keighley every fucking time. There's no surprise.
Yep.
But
that's his baby.
Yeah. But speaking of surprises and non-surprises, there was some woke shit, but not near as much as when The Last of Us Part 2 was nominated for everything under the sun at the time.
Yep.
And I thought about grabbing my fuck Naughty Dog, but I was too fucking lazy. Plus, I already had this on, so fuck it, I don't care anymore. I'm wearing my Xbox shirt.
In between all the deranged rambling and insane gibberish that these people presenting awards and receiving them were saying,
Mm-hmm.
It's a wonder that one could stay away from.
However, on the upside, we got Al Pacino on a video game stage.
Sure, I mean, and God bless him, but man, it's just like it's so hilarious, really, more than anything.
After the fact, I'm gonna say this: I want Al Pacino standing anywhere with a game controller in hand, say hello to my little friend. An Xbox or whatever controller.
Yeah,
at this point.
Even taking advantage of his cultural legacy.
Even though he did admit on stage, first of all, that he couldn't see the teleprompter.
Yeah.
Unlike some other old people that I could name, but I don't want to on this stream, on this channel. But, and I know you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he did say that he couldn't see the teleprompter, and that, here's a shocker, I don't play video games. And no one assumed that you were, but his kids did, and apparently he enjoys watching his kids play them. Yeah, which was kind of the same for our mom, so.
Yeah,
I guess I'm saying our mom is the female? No.
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 Not really, but,
well, jokes that don't land. Strike one.
Well, but yeah, it's no surprise he doesn't game. No one his age. I mean, not no one, but almost no one his age does.
Well,
it's not within his generation's culture to do such a thing.
There was what's her name, Skyrim Grandma.
Yeah, there are a handful.
Yeah,
but to be honest, they're rare, and we all know that.
Indeed. So on that note, the first note that I got for the 2022 Video Game Awards hosted by Jeff Keighley, let's see. First thing I got here from the makers of Dead Cells Return to Castlevania was announced.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that's supposed to be. I guess a Dead Cells set in the Castlevania series.
Yeah, kind of an odd crossover.
Yeah.
But
your thoughts on that? Because I remember Dead Cells getting an award at the time, and I have Dead Cells, so it's actually pretty good. So this would be a fun thing. If it's in Game Pass, you're damn sure I'm going to play it then.
They've taken two successful game series, and they're marrying them basically with this.
Well, we'll see what happens.
They're saying they're saying to themselves, well, that one worked and that one worked. Let's see if both of them together works.
It's
Maybe
almost
maybe
like
it won't. I
they're
don't know.
gonna make us watch two games trying to make a family together.
I don't know. For us, that would be like the equivalent if like Fallout got married to like ESO or Skyrim or Elder Scrolls,
There,
and you had like Tamriel had a nuclear war.
well,
That's the
either
equivalent of this type of crossover.
either way, there's your such joke for YouTube from a for the night.
Yeah.
Dead cells impregnating Castlevania or vice versa. Well, we'll see what the baby looks like. Speaking of inter interracial relationships, God damn it.
Oops.
Returnal's coming to PC in 2023 was the next thing that they announced. I will just go cancel myself right now. Bye, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, Returnals. I don't really know what to say about that one. I mean, another one that kind of just would fly past me without much concern.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be just on a system that now you can actually buy off store shelves now. It's just too bad that not a lot of people have money to go shelling out for 500 plus, depending on what country you live in, game system like a PS5.
Yeah, that's
at this point.
Find one.
Well, you can find one at Target still, although it's the God of War bundle is the ones that we have right now.
Uh-huh.
But still, it's a PS5 at least. It just comes with arguably one of the best games of the year if you look at Jeff Keighley's Game Awards, because God of War was mentioned quite a bit. But on that note, the first thing that appeals to us that was announced came up next. Hide and seek mode is coming to Among Us, so we don't have to pretend to play hide and seek anymore. We'll actually be able to do that in Among Us. But we're gonna have to play Among Us on stream again at some point in the near future, which I kind of wanted to do anyway.
There's actually a lot of different edited modes that different streamers have come up with for that game that the devs should really consider.
Well, they're bringing one of them into the game, hide and seek. Yeah. We'll see what else they do.
It's a good start, and they can do a lot more with it, honestly.
Which leads me to when we discuss behind the scenes best ongoing game, I think Among Us has to be one of our nominees then at this point.
Yeah.
But on that note, we come to the first award that they gave out, which this one was on the pre-show that they did. Best family game went to Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts on Kirby and the Forgotten Land being the best family game for 2022?
Yeah, well, I mean, it to me, it's a beloved series. It's one of the titans of gaming in terms of IPs. Certainly top 20 of pretty much everybody's checklist in terms of a series, and it was a good game. So, I mean, that one didn't bother me that much, really. That was fine.
Yep.
I mean, it does qualify and it does fit in, and there's no weird bullshit that I know of.
And I imagine that Krista Nova would be happy that it won an award. She really likes that game.
Optimally, games like that should be made more often.
Yeah. And after that, the next thing that I have down is the award for Best Performance by anyone playing a character in a video game, and it went to Christopher Judd for Kratos from God of War Ragnarok. Mm-hmm. And rightly so, in my opinion. You?
Yeah, and then he gave one of the most drug-out speeches in history.
Although I was honestly entertained by his speech, but I completely understand all the jokes about not taking too long right after his speech throughout the rest of the night.
We all know that the man has a voice for voiceover. He has a voice that is indelible. Everyone knows his voice,
Mm-hmm.
and it's unmistakable. And you could definitely say that for a video game character, and therefore a voiceover actor, he's done great work. And this is fine.
Yeah.
He deserved the award.
Absolutely. After that, we got an announcement. Another Game of the Award winner from the past is getting a sequel. Hades 2 is coming. It's in development at Supergiant Games. So,
yeah, we'll see if they take the series in upward direction.
Yeah, after that, from the creators of the BioShock series, a game called Judas, or it's Judas, I believe. Right?
Yeah, well, that would be how you pronounce or how you spell Judas.
Well, I don't know if I spelled how they spell it right or not, because it's me, so spelling has not always been my strong suit. I spell about as well as Drunk 3PO reads names. But then again, I read names as well as Drunk 3PO too, so. But then again, at least I know how to spell Shishima. Shout out to Drunk 3PO and Ghost of Sushi. Anyway. Which was the name of his Ghost of Tsushima stream that he did at the time. He called it was actually titled Ghost of Sushi. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a nice joke, too.
Yeah. Drunk 3PO's Ghost of Sushi. Well, maybe you shouldn't be buying sushi at a gas station, Jay. Anyway. But we love Drunk 3PO either way, and he is one of the most entertaining people on the internet. Right, bro?
Yeah.
If not the most entertaining. Outside of pretty much everybody at Geeks and Gamers, really. Anyway. After Judas from the creators of BioShock, we got the award for Best Indie Game went to Stray. Are you familiar with Stray?
Yeah, of course. It's the one where you play Stray Cat.
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah, so that won that. After that, we got a trailer for Party Animals coming early 2023, yeah.
If I just may say so about Stray, okay?
Yeah.
For what it's worth, although the game became an instant meme for a lot of reasons, it did break some ground in a type of gameplay that you haven't seen a lot of yet. And
true.
I have to say that for what it's worth, that is an innovative game.
That's true. But I don't believe that won Best Innovation, though.
No, it didn't, which it could have in my mind. But
it should have in my mind, and we haven't even played it. Well, you can't. And I've seen enough. I think it's only on PS5, so I can't play it either.
I've seen enough gameplay of it for me to know that it definitely is different. It's very different than most other games.
Yeah. But on that note, Party Animals, akin to Gang Beasts and Among Us and other games like Rubber Bandits, that's essentially what Party Animals is going to be. And it's coming early 2023. How early? I don't know. But I still am looking forward to playing as a dog or a fox throwing shit at your face.
Yeah.
Or doing that to Josh either. Because you know that we're going to be trying to drag Joshy into Party Animals. Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
However, slightly depressing as far as I'm concerned, given what has happened, where we've come from, and where it all started with The Last of Us. The Last of Us Part 1 is coming to PC March 3rd, 2023. Fuck Naughty Dog, and that's all I have to say.
It's one of those things that just hardly matters at this point.
But
it hardly matters.
But it is worth mentioning just to say fuck Naughty Dog on stream, so. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Ryan Kinnell for that logo and also Shout out to Naughty Dog for copyright striking the internet, creating the fuck Naughty Dog movement. So anyway, best adaptation is up next, and that for those that don't know what adaptation is, that's a video game being turned into a movie or a TV show or a book series. Basically, is what that means, right?
Sure, it's whenever a video game becomes something, some other form of media.
Yeah,
as a result.
And in this case, it's basically TV show or movie. In this case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the most part.
And they decided in their infinite wisdom when Sonic the Hedgehog 2, whatever it's actually called, for that Sonic movie.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Yeah.
Okay. When that's nominated, and your infinite wisdom, you give it to something called Arcane League of Legends. Don't know what the flying fuck that is.
Well, yeah, it's really surprising. This is not the only absolute upset that we've seen in this award show. Obviously, there were several.
But also obviously nominated was Uncharted, starring what's his name from Marvel's Spider-Man, the recent movies.
Yeah, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, yeah, as Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And Mark Wahlberg also.
Yeah, as Sully. I stand by this. The right casting for Nathan Drake either would have been Mark Wahlberg or anyone else.
Yeah, man, they just wanted it to be a top headliner. They thought that Tom could just play anything, but it doesn't work. It really doesn't work.
But off the top of my head, I would have gone with Mark Wahlberg as Nathan Drake instead, because
it wouldn't have been the best choice, but it would have been better.
Yeah,
it would have been more believable.
Which is better would be the intention of even saying his name. Because then would also lead to who should have been Sully instead. Well, I don't know, anyone with gray hair and a mustache?
There's like 3, maybe even 4 of these nominees that should have won in front of Arcane.
Yeah. Hell, if they given to Uncharted, I would have cringed and went, okay. Even though I disagree, but okay, because I know of it. I know what it is.
It's depressing. It's depressing to Sonic because you weren't dealing with a bomb. You were dealing with a successful film.
Yeah.
In both the first one and the second one, and you were dealing with a movie crew and a studio that actually listens for a fucking chick. But no, they can't win because reasons. I don't fucking get it. But
that's an incomplete pass. That sucks. Anyway, sorry. I was just looking at my TV and seeing that Hill dropped it.
The best adaptation award was a fucking incomplete pass. That's what this game award was for best adaptation. The equivalent of an incomplete pass.
Oh yeah, I would say the equivalent of an interception pick 6, but still.
Well, we have some other ones that I would think would fall into that category.
Off of Tom Brady, and he got picked off twice tonight. Anyway, or today. But football references aside, up next was the trailer for Jedi Survivor, which we got an actual release date for March 17th, which means that it will be out before I finish packing and move to Arizona. So this is probably going to be the last thing that I stream playing before I move to Arizona then. At that point.
Yeah, well, the first game was successful and good, so I mean, let's just hope they don't screw this up.
Well, I can tell you this, that when we get to our award stream, which we will be doing, and we'll be talking about it at the end of this stream, of when we're gonna, the window that we're looking at in trying to do that at that point, because we still gotta wait for a game to come out tomorrow, High on Life, before we actually start sitting down and trying to figure out, all right, what's actually going to win awards from us here in the Underground for the Underground Entertainment Awards. But as it is, for anticipated game, I'm only going to look at games that we know the release date of, as far as I'm concerned from now on. So on that note, Jedi Survivor, I think, is my top anticipated game for 2023 as it stands right now, because we know the release date. Now, if we knew an actual release date for Starfield, that would be my number one. But seeing as how we don't know exactly when that's coming out, Jedi Survivor tops the list for me at the moment. Off the top of my head, at least. You?
Well, as far as the most anticipated game, Starfield should be pretty high.
Well, yeah, it's high on the list, but I feel like I need two lists. Most anticipated games that we know when they're coming out. Most anticipated games we're told are coming at some point in the upcoming year.
Yeah, and then I mean, this actually brings up the most anticipated game award here.
Yeah,
because they did give that out too.
Yeah, and we're gonna have several versions of that. There's gonna be mine, yours, Joshy's, and then an official one from us. So it's
now
yeah.
I was just gonna say the Breath of the Wild sequel is the one
that's definitely up there too. That's probably number 2 for me, behind behind Jedi Survivor at the moment.
I in this category of most anticipated game, I do think that both of those two, between The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and Starfield, that those two really are the number 1 and 2. I could have easily seen either one winning.
I don't know if we know the release date for either one of those, so those would be 1 and 2 of the unknown release date ones for 2023. Jedi Survivor is at the top of the known release date list for anticipated games.
Anticipation is anticipation, regardless of when the fuck it ends up coming out. It's still anticipation.
Well, the reason that I am going to have 2 lists is I like the idea of, all right, I know when all these games are coming out, so I know when to expect them. All of these, I want to play these, but I have no idea if they're even still coming out this year or not, you know?
Me and you are going to be in our mid-70s before they get out to producing Elder Scrolls 6. So,
well,
that'll be on the list forever.
Remember, I'm 6 years older than you, so if I'm in my mid-70s, you're either 69 years old or you just turned fucking 70, all right?
I'm just saying, we're both going to be in our 70s by the time they put that game out.
Wouldn't surprise me at this rate, but
still remains high on our anticipation list.
That's still number 1 on if we're talking about games that it doesn't matter when they're coming, as long as we know they're coming. Yeah, Elder Scrolls 6 is number 1 far and away. There's no question. About that. But anyway, back to what happened at the Game Awards. Now that we went on this anticipated side street, or unanticipated side street, depending on your point of view.
Over every single thing, because the show was clearly too long.
Well, we're going to go over, regardless of what I put down, what I think is worth talking about. So Death Stranding 2 is a thing from Kojima Productions, which we all figured was going to be the case. But it is a PS5 exclusive, which means it's not coming to PlayStation 4. So if you can't get a PS5, you're shit out of luck. Like me. Anyway.
Yeah, but that's not being in much luck to begin with, because
it's Death Stranding 2, so
not that fucking great.
Yeah.
I mean,
so it's not even worth playing.
I don't see the point of the game even existing. The first one or this second one upcoming. I don't see the point. They just seem like really boring ass games to me.
After that, they announced the game that won the Best Narrative Award went to God of War Ragnarok. I can't speak on the story because I'm only about 40 minutes into the game myself, which I will be starting to get back into play again soon. In fact, I'm going to try to play some of it tonight or tomorrow morning, one of the two at that point. Live on this channel. So since it's live tonight, obviously I'm going to have to play God of War tomorrow instead then. So so expect me to do that here on this channel tomorrow at some point. But on that note, God of War Ragnarok won Best Narrative. And you're gonna hear me mention Ragnarok quite a bit in this because it won a lot of awards.
Yeah, well, and again, it was up until its release, it was one of the most anticipated games of the year going into the year.
And
So I
so
mean,
was the game that won Best Art Direction, which was Elden Ring, which was the next thing that they
sure, yeah.
announced.
Well, if I remember correctly, we were most anticipating Elden Ring, probably above all else.
Yeah,
considering we
I
knew it
certainly
coming.
was. Yeah, because I was being led to believe Skyrim meets Dark Souls. To a point, that's true, but that's the problem. It's Skyrim meets Dark Souls. It's Skyrim with the difficulty of rip your hair out, rip your shirt, and quit playing the fucking game. Difficult.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, all the exploration of Skyrim, but you can't go see it because it's too fucking difficult. In other words, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, so do we want to go over all of the awards that Elden Ring won?
Well, we can, and we will get to those. Diablo 4 is coming out 2 days before my birthday on June 6th. Best sports game went to Gran Turismo 7. I fucking disagree. MLB The Show, fuck you. Leave me a comment down below telling me that I'm a show simp. I don't give a shit. Best multiplayer went to Splatoon 3. Geeks and Gamers plays that all the time. Anything you want to elaborate on so far?
No, not that you would want me to. No.
Best audio design, God of War Ragnarok. Most anticipated game, Jeff Keighley's Game Awards gave it to Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
I can't disagree with it. Horizon Forbidden West DLC coming April 9th, so I'll be in Arizona. I'll be like, I'll have my shit packed by then.
Yeah, you'll be on your way more or less.
Yeah, I'll be anticipating probably a couple weeks later seeing our uncle and whoever's helping him and me move my ass and shit out by you.
Yep.
So April 19th for the DLC, which I won't be dilly-dallying with until after I'm in Arizona at that point. Best action game, Bayonetta 3. Best score and music in game, God of War Ragnarok. The Witcher 3 next gen port finally got a release date, December 14th. So that's in just a couple of days from now. Because it's the 11th, right? So that's
today is the 11th.
So that's in 3 days when The Witcher 3 finally goes to the next gen hardware, which they've been talking about for more than a year now, right? Well, now it finally comes in just 3 days' time. Way to almost stealth release it, CD Projekt Red. Just saying. Best RPG goes to Elden Ring.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Basically a running theme here at this point.
First of all, I disagree with that, but whatever.
Yeah, we disagree with some. There should have been some other ones that squeaked in here somewhere.
Yeah.
But between God of War Ragnarok and Elden Ring, they pretty much just ran the board. I mean, really. Two games just completely ran away with half the awards.
The next award they gave out was Player's Voice or Player's Choice, and they claimed that it was Genshin Impact.
Yeah, friggin' right.
Best independent game went to Stray. Didn't best indie game? So what's the difference? Indie game, independent game. What's the difference?
I'm completely fine with that, though. That one.
Well, I'm saying I'm not fine with it. I'm just confused. What's the difference between best indie game and best independent game? Aren't they the same fucking thing?
That is pretty much what indie is short for, independent.
So you got the same award twice, effectively.
Yeah.
Okay. They must really love cats, Jeff Keighley. Anyway, best action adventure game went to God of War Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
Best ongoing game went to Final Fantasy 14. Okay, but I disagree. Among Us.
Well, yeah, but I'm not even a fan, and I still think that Fortnite could have easily won that award.
Well, I don't even think Fortnite was even nominated, was it?
Yeah, it was.
It was?
among the nominees. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I still would have. Well, Among Us wasn't even nominated for it, but.
You had Destiny, you had Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Fortnite, and Genshin.
Wasn't No Man's Sky there?
Along with. No, not according to the list I'm looking at.
Okay. Let's see. Best direction went to Elden Ring. Yeah, of course. Then after that, Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. I don't know if this is that Cyberpunk game that we were told is coming, or if this is an expansion to Cyberpunk 2077 or not.
Yeah, they didn't really clarify whether
no, they don't.
A separate game.
Because we do know that there's supposed to be a new Cyberpunk 2077 coming. We don't know if this is that, or if this is just like just an expansion for what's already out on next gen hardware or current gen hardware as it is, because you could go buy them off store shelves now. So I should stop calling the Series X console, or sorry, the Xbox Series consoles and PS5 next gen, because you could go buy them now, supposedly. But yeah, I don't know if this is expansion or just a full Cyberpunk game or not. You?
No, I don't either. It's not clear.
However, From Software after that announced Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon 2023.
Yeah.
Okay, so From Software has something else. Then we finally got another Final Fantasy 16 trailer and an actual release date coming June 22nd, 2023. So I'll be long in Arizona by the time this thing drops. And we finally finished with the Game of the Year went to Elden Ring.
Yep.
Personally, I disagree. Professionally, I'm not going to argue with Elden Ring getting it because a lot of people love it. Which means that I'm pretty sure that
we did the most talking about Elden Ring, didn't we?
Yeah, and we're gonna
really the only real criticism.
Yeah,
is that it's difficult.
Yeah, the difficulty is basically a wall like up against the exploration of the game, which is plenty. There's plenty of exploration. You just can't do any of it because the game is so crushingly difficult, like any other Souls game.
Sure, it might as well be called Rage Quits instead of Elden Ring.
Yeah,
because it's brutal. It's truly
which is why when we get around to talking about our nominees behind the scenes for Game of the Year, again, you and Josh, you're not going to hear me mention is Elden Ring. For that reason, because privately, I fucking hate Elden Ring. I fucking hate it.
The game was hard, and you took that personally, and so.
Well, it wasn't just that. It was the advertising made you feel like it was a more difficult Skyrim, which it was, but it never gave you any kind of a hint other than the name From Software, the only fucking one, which I should have known better, because I know From Software and I know how difficult their shit gets. I should have known better, but I went into it going, it's just a slightly more difficult Skyrim. This is going to be fun. I'm going to explore. I'm going to find some shit, which I did do a little bit of, barely, at first. Then the patches started coming, and then the game got progressively more difficult as I went, as my character was leveling up. I'm like, why is the game getting harder with the higher fucking levels? What the fuck is this shit? And that's when I was done. Because at first, it wasn't too bad.
If you like a game where the meta of the game is not clear,
which it's not
and
in
the
Elden
game
Ring.
is where the lore is deep as shit.
Which I do love in
And
games. Deep lore.
basically, this is a game that is not physically a mile deep, but it's intellectually 10 miles deep.
Yeah.
And it's difficulty wise probably one of the hardest games ever made.
Which means you're not going to see a lot of that fucking lore unless you're a professional gamer like Killzone.
Really difficult to fall in love with Elden Ring.
Yeah.
But for those who do, more power to them.
No, I'm not saying, nor will I ever say that you can't love a certain game. If you love Elden Ring, I'm glad that you do. For me, it's kind of like, for completely different reasons. If you like The Last Jedi, good for you. I'm glad that you do. I fucking hate it. If you love Elden Ring, I'm glad that you do. I fucking hate it, but for completely different reasons than The Last Jedi, though. The Last Jedi was poorly written and slapped the face of all Star Wars fans everywhere. Elden Ring is a slap in the face of anyone who doesn't play games professionally. Hi.
Mm-hmm.
So, as it is, that's why I don't like Elden Ring. But as it is, as I said at the top of the stream, we will be talking about briefly when we're going to be attempting to do our Drudat Entertainment Awards on the second channel. That being Drudat Underground, because there's a reason it's called the the Underground Entertainment Awards and not the Drudat Game Awards like it has in the past. Because this time around, there are certain categories that are not gaming related, like Best Independent Artist, Best Music Video, and categories centered around general entertainment this time around, along with Game of the Year, Best Music in a Video Game, Best Narrative, and the usual categories that you will find for video game awards streams. Are you with me so far, bro?
Oh yeah, yep, I'm with you.
So on that note, after sorry, I was looking at the TV at the football game again for a second there. So after High on Life comes out, that's when Joshi, Nord, and myself are going to try to have one of our party chat meetings to discuss and actually go through the list of categories and try to figure out what game to give what awards to, or what artist, or what music video, or whatever the case is, or whatever content creator or streamer should get Streamer of the Year or YouTuber of the Year, and so on and so forth. Because, and secondly, the reason we're going to decide all this stuff ourselves, because years past, I've tried to have you guys voting, and I'm sorry to say, trying to get you guys to vote on anything was like a dentist trying to pull a cavity out of a baby's mouth. And I don't like begging. So that's why we're just going to decide it for ourselves. And if at any point in the future it makes sense to try to go back to having a community vote again on things, we'll do it at some point in the future if the underground gets big enough to try to do that again.
We have insufficient traffic.
Yeah. So voting by you guys just doesn't make sense at this point in time. Now, if you guys want to give your opinion on something, I would love to hear your opinion on what you think is the best game of 2022 and what your top anticipated game is. I love talking to you guys about games, and I always will. Just when we get together, the three of us, to discuss what we're giving awards out to, it's between our team on YouTube. So going forward, and that's just the way it's going to have to be, just to try to make things easier on, well, me mostly. Anything you want to add to any of that?
No, I'm looking forward to it.
So on that note, seeing as how we're gonna have to have this all on paper, written out, I want to have it all written out and secured by like the end of the first week of January, so that at some point the second week of January we can actually do this stream. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So hopefully Joshy and I can have enough time as either one of us might need with the last game of this year that comes out, which is High on Life tomorrow.
Yep.
Which means that on Tuesday I'll be playing that on Twitch for you guys. At that point. So yeah. So in terms of a date, I'm thinking. What is the second Sunday in January? What's the date of that day? The second Sunday in January.
That'd be the 14th.
The
15th. Sorry.
The 15th.
15th.
Let's try to shoot for January 15th for the Drudat Entertainment Awards. To live stream that on the second channel.
Yeah.
Does that sound fair?
Yeah, could work.
So that means instead of a Breaking Rocks or one of these, you're going to get the entertainment awards from us on Drudat Underground on YouTube. So stay tuned for that on January 15th then. We'll figure out what time we want to do that as we get closer to that, like a week beforehand when I schedule that stream at that point.
Yeah.
But until then, any other thoughts on best and worst? Your thoughts on anything that we want to discuss live before we get out of here, gaming related?
Well, I think that whole thing was pretty much the headlines of the week, so there isn't much else to say.
Yeah, the Game Awards, Elden Ring is Game of the Year, which makes sense from a certain point of view.
I mean, that was the thing about the Game Awards this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the awards themselves, we're mostly cool with. But the show was a shit show.
Yeah. Between evidently Bill Clinton apparently being a thing, I missed all of that, and I watched the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, truly hilarious moment.
The only thing that I readily noticed is blue whatever the fuck hair with a Captain Marvel fucking purse. Taking the fucking station, so accepting award for what? I don't know. Being woke? I don't know. I don't know what they got an award for.
There's so much illogic and zaniness to the whole thing. It was awkward. It was stupid. It was hilarious in a bad way. It was basically a complete train wreck of a show.
Well, it wasn't near as bad as the year that The Last of Us Part 2 was nominated for fucking everything.
Yeah, no, that was just painful. That was just
This was just
there was no funny in it.
This was just sleep-inducing.
I wouldn't say this was the worst Game Awards. I would just say this was the most like if you can imagine a clown show, a parade of absolute insanity.
Yeah.
And between moments of complete awkwardness and poor production, basically, you had just unfathomable levels of internal hilarity and laughing at whether or not this was fucking serious or not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, truly difficult to take this show seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And that seems to be its streak at this point. But that's the main problem with this year. It was difficult to take this shit seriously.
It was difficult to take a lot of shit seriously in 2022.
Well, yeah, but we weren't talking about everything. We were, just talking about the Game Awards and video games.
Yeah. But on that note, how do you think things are going to shape up for 2023 gaming related?
Well, there's some good possibilities, like we've talked about our most anticipated.
Yeah.
May end up being that we don't know what the best of the year next year. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe we have no idea yet. Maybe we're not even talking about it at all. We'll see. I think that may be the case. It may blindside us in 20.
I'm not going to speak for the Jeff Keighley Awards, but I will speak for the Underground Entertainment Awards second anniversary stream at the end of 2023, start of 2024, for a couple predictions on games that I think we'll be discussing for Game of the Year. Starfield, Jedi Fallen Order, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
You mean Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
Fallen Order was the other one.
Right.
Yeah.
Those three games are my prediction for games that I expect us to be talking about at the end of 2022. Sorry, at the end of 2023 for potential 2023 Game of the Year. For us. Fuck the Jeff Keighley Game Awards as far as I'm concerned. At this point. The only reason I watch them is to talk about it on here on YouTube with you guys, if you guys are in the chat, and with you, Desert Nord, and if Josh Shee ever shows up to another stream again.
On the bright side, at least the fans still have a good level head on what's a good game and what isn't. Even if the industry is just be sort of kind of, at least the fans have it figured out. And at least the awards still reflect most of what we feel out here.
To a point, yes.
Mostly.
Well, at least this year's seem to reflect it. Because I bet if you go out on the internet and ask people who had the best performance in a game, I think a lot of the time you're going to hear Christopher Judd's name from a lot of people.
Yeah. Again, we mentioned Curved Award. There's nothing to bitch about that whatsoever. It was the way it pretty much should have gone.
Yeah.
And that's, again, true for most of the awards in the show, for the vast majority of them.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing was like, okay, with a few exceptions, nothing was like WTF. Like, we weren't sitting here going, how the hell is that Game of the Year? Like, we agree. Elden Ring, yeah.
Well,
really, it deserved for the most part.
Like I've said in the past, I can separate my personal bias and my personal opinion. So professionally, as a YouTuber, Twitch streamer, YouTube streamer, do I agree with Elden Ring winning Game of the Year based on how much people love it? Yes, I agree with that. Personally, no, far fucking from it. In fact, I'm pretty sure with an award that I know that I am going to be trying to give to it, and one I know it's going to get from us, you're probably going to hit my fucking guts, internet. Just throwing it out there now. Because I can tell you, Elden Ring is going to get one bad award from me. Because it's already written down for one. And I'm not telling you what it is. You're going to have to wait till January 15th to find out. So, but that's a little tease for you. So on that note, anything else to add before we end this?
Nope, that's about all I have to say about it.
What are you going to be up to after this?
Oh, well, just get my game like usual. Kind of going to probably be crashing later because I'm tired. But yeah, just normal stuff. It's been an eventful day, an eventful weekend, frankly. So I'm just kind of exhausted in a way.
Yeah, I'll ask you about something personal once we're off stream there. About that.
Yeah.
But on that note, for me, I'm going to finish watching the Dolphins play whoever the fuck they're playing here. I don't remember. I should know because... Yeah, I should know because we've talked about it on the other channel. But I don't remember who the Dolphins are playing. But I'm going to watch the rest of that game.
They're playing the Chargers.
Oh, right, yeah. Los Angeles. I still want to keep calling them San Diego Superchargers.
Yeah, well, that's just ancient history, ain't it?
Yeah, and hopefully the Washington Redskins aren't.
Yeah,
but we could talk about that on the other channel anyway. But after that football game, I'm probably going to fidget with something off stream. probably go back to playing Skyrim with my personal character on Xbox. Because for whatever reason, Skyrim won't play on my PC now. It just is not working at all. When I go to load in a new game, it just stays on the fucking load screen the entire time. It won't do anything. So I give the fuck up on PC at that point. And PC is supposed to be the master race. Well, yeah, right. When your game won't fucking play, who's the fucking master race when it plays on my Series X? Just saying.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm willing to declare that the Series X is the master race. Anyway, on that note, I got nothing else. You got nothing else. There's no one to say bye in the chat. So for those of you that will watch us later, thank you for doing so. Hit the like button. One person did while they were here. Share this out, obviously, and above all else, keep playing games. Have fun. Fuck Naughty Dog. Let's go Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo, and fuck PC because they pissed me off again. And fuck Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm going to go George Carlin again. And fuck everything now that I think of it. We'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Right here on this channel for God of War Ragnarok. Until then, be safe, guys. Good night.
Yep. See you guys.